Dreamscape presents Chasing the Cure by Daniel Willcocks and Michael Anderle. Narrated by Emily Beresford. Prologue. Potato Creek State Park, Illinois. The storm came out of nowhere. Gray clouds bubbled and roiled above. Rain fell in sheets from the horizon, washing over the landscape and turning the sun-dried earth into sludge. Worms and insects, untouched by any of the corruption the madness had brought, rose to the surface and sniffed the air, unaware of the many passing feet about to tread their way. The lake swelled in an instant, one of the main features of the several square kilometers of what had once been a natural visitor spot for the locals of the city, hundreds of years ago, before the world collapsed and foliage claimed back the land. It had been beautiful at one point. Hell, it was still beautiful on an average, moonlit evening in the age of madness. But now, as Helena dashed through the forest, all she could think of was how the hell she was going to make the distance to her house before they came. And come they did. In their herds and droves, as they had done for decades, and would continue to do until something monumental stopped them. The creatures she had been studying for almost a century, trying to find a way to reverse the effects of the event which had brought on the feral rage within the majority of the human and unknown population. The Mad. A name that was apt. Over the years, she had seen them all across the great continent. Her travels had taken her to the four corners of America, and even beyond that to their Canadian neighbors. She had seen a world crumbled and torn. She had met colonies, stayed with the devastated, and then struck out on her own with a dogged determination to find the answer that everyone was looking for. The cure. What the hell was the cure? Progress had been made, of course. Even continents made glacial progress, moving millimeters a day. But over the course of her travels and the years she had spent dedicating her life to the discovery of something which could reverse it all, had it been enough? She felt old now, tired in her old age. Even a vampire had their limits. Without a regular supply of fresh human blood, even the strongest vampire will wither and crack. Much like the world around me, she thought. Still, she had learned something, at least. She had learned how to slow the transition of the newly infected as they spiraled into madness, logged the concoction in a series of books, many of which she had friggin' forgotten and left behind on her travels. Perhaps she was losing her mind in her old age.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?